I got props in this one. I got props in this video. So this is the second time that I'm attempting to record this video. I noticed that I was standing as opposed to I'm sitting down right now, and it didn't look so great, and you didn't see some of the lights down here. And I was wearing a black thermal shirt, and there was fuzzies on it, so it just looked terrible. And I'll show a clip. This video is about cleaning your camera. Cleaning your camera can be kind of scary. If there's a little bit of dust on your lens or whatever, that's relatively easy to wipe off. But when you start to get into dirt and dust getting into your sensor on the main part of the camera, that's scary, right? You're touching the lens and you're rubbing it against a piece of cloth, and you can screw it up. There are motors and stabilizers, and there's all kinds of things that can get messed up, and it's super scary. I recently had to clean one of my cameras. I noticed when I was shooting the floor replacement in the basement, I noticed there was like a squiggly line, and I thought, oh, okay, maybe there's some dust on the lens. It ended up being dirt on the sensor, and I had to use one of these. This is a little stick with a piece of cotton that's not super dusty. You rip this off, you wipe it across the sensor, and you wipe it back, and you put a little bit of probably some alcohol-based cleaner, like a little tiny bit of moisture, and it cleans the dust off. But again, this is super scary. Before you get into this, it's generally recommended that you use one of these air bulb cleaners. Here's a camera, here's a prop. This is the first camera that I had. I won this on babycenter.com when I was a dad blogger. They sent me this when I won that contest. Whenever you're cleaning your camera or changing your lens on a camera, point the camera down so you don't let dust get in, and you shoot up. And oh, that didn't sound good. That's what you're supposed to do, and that knocks out like 80% of the dirt and the dust. This usually gets the job done. But sometimes there's some kind of grime on there. Sand, right? If you're taking pictures of the beach, sand's not gonna be your friend. You're probably gonna have to use the scary sensor cleaner. This thing. But the bulb, back to the bulb. When are you typically going to need to clean your camera? It's probably not in your nice clean house. It's probably when you're traveling. It's probably when you're out taking pictures. That's probably where the dirt and the dust is gonna come in. And this thing takes up a lot of space in your bag. It's awkward. 10-liter Peak Design bag. Look, this thing is stuffed. It's beef-tastical right now. But I don't really have a lot of stuff in here. So this bag is packed and ready to go already. So you see, I have a microphone here. I have my camera here. And I have a lens here. There's the battery and the chargers here. And then there's some stuff over here. Trying to jam that bulb in here, it's not easy. It doesn't fit well. It gets in the way, especially if you want, like, you can fit it in, but it's gonna get in the way of, like, oh, I just need to get access to this lens real quick. So if I pop that in there, it's just gonna get in the way. It's something you have to move. There's not a ton of space, and this is, like I said, this is a 10-liter bag, and I really try not to go bigger when I'm just trying to walk around and point and shoot. So then I found this thing. This is called the Blower Baby. It's not a good name. It's made by a company called NiteCore, but maybe you should think about renaming this thing because it's weird. And it's an electronic blower. And if you see, it's not as awkward. And this can fit in a couple of sections in that bag more comfortably and easier than the blower bulb. And I really like this thing, and I really liked it. I've used it twice. And then, unfortunately, when I went to clean the camera that I mentioned was dirty, I turned this on, and it literally exploded and shot all of the elements. You hear that? It exploded inside, and all of the elements of the fan literally shot out of this thing like a gun. Good thing I wasn't pointing it at my expensive camera, lens, or even worse, the sensor. But I reached out to the company, and they are sending a replacement. But I'm still a little bit worried about, is it going to blow up again? Was it something that I did? Was it something that was defective with the device? The customer service from NiteCore has been excellent. They immediately offered to send me a replacement. So this thing was about 90 to 100 bucks. And I appreciated that. But I'm also a little bit apprehensive now on if this thing's going to explode. So that kind of takes me back to my original point. This is sort of high tech, right? It's a rechargeable electronic blower. And it worked for the 2 times that I used it really well. It did get the dust out better than the squeezer. We'll call this the analog solution. But this thing is not going to explode and shoot pieces of fan all over your basement, potentially up into your sensor and into your camera lens. But I'm willing to give this one another shot, and I will let you know if I have a better experience with the replacement. But I was really, really a fan of this thing because of the space-saving features and some of the attachments that goes onto this to help clean your camera. So, in general, cleaning your camera can be a little bit scary. It's not as scary as I'm making it out to be because I'm a paranoid, terrified person, and I'm afraid to mess with any of my expensive equipment. But I have cleaned my sensor multiple times with those sensor cleaning sticks. I've never had a problem. But I try to avoid doing that and use these things and use that as my last recourse. But maybe be careful. If you have one of these or you want to buy one of these, turn it on and let it run for a couple of seconds before you start shooting it at your camera because, you know, plastic bits and pieces and explosions. So yeah, I thought that was a fun little story, and I hope that you liked it. Thanks for watching.